Well, welcome back to the Child Whisperer blog. My mom panel today is going to share a tip on how they maintain balance in their lives being very busy. We've got working moms here. We've got stay-at-home moms on the panel. So some of you are entrepreneurial, work out of your house, and all of you are busy women. You know, I know all of you pretty well, and you've got busy lives, and understanding your own nature, which I always am talking about, that when you understand your nature as a mom, there's a benefit to that because you got to take care of that while being a mother and taking care of your children's natures. So I'm excited to hear your tips. I want to know how you're doing this. So Jenny, I'm going to start with you today.
Well, I work outside the home. I manage the store here.
She's our store manager here in our Utah store.
Yes, and so something that I do that really helps my family is that we have a calendar on the fridge, and it's a magnet calendar, and it has 4 weeks, and each week come off, and so I'm able to rotate it. But I put my work schedule on there, but I put when I'm leaving and when I'm going to be home.
Okay.
So, because I have a lot of type 4 children, and so it helps them to know when to plan on when I'm leaving and when I'm going to be home. Not like necessarily when I'm scheduled at work, when I'm scheduled to work to be there, but when I have to leave and then when I'm going to be home.
That's good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, smart idea.
And it helps them. Then they can plan and know this is when I'll be here. This is my day off. This is when I'll be home.
Yeah, it's great.
And then they won't be frustrated with you, because it's very exact.
Exactly, and that's important.
Good for you. And that creates balance in your life then.
Yes.
Because it supports both the child and the parent.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Also, one more thing that I do with their extracurricular activities is that I have them on the calendar as well. And so, with the ball games and like my oldest daughter, she's managing football. I have that all on the calendar, and so that I know and they know, like if they need rides or if they need to get themselves there, then that's all on the schedule as well.
So does every child, do they have a color or something, or you just
yes, they
put their
do.
name by it? How do you identify whose schedule
I put their name by it.
Okay.
But I'm very particular in the fact that I like to put it on there, so.
I love sitting next to her in a meeting, and she'll just take her notes. So her secondary is a 4, and it comes out. She'll erase it if the A is not quite perfect or the same size.
You want your calendar to have a certain level of a certain look.
I love
right.
I
want
the same.
Oh, okay.
I want all the same writing.
I know. The kids do know. Don't touch mom's calendar.
I get it.
It works, but then you know what everybody's doing then. Keeps
That's right.
Informed.
Mm-hmm.
Connected there. It's great. How about you, Ann?
So I work from home and in the office as well. Katie is 16 months, and she's between like changing nap schedules. So for a while I worked just working while she napped, and then I just it was so unplanned, and so it really started to irk at me. My whole life was like, I'm not enjoying this, and so I've put more structure, more planned days and times, and I'm still learning how to really honor that for myself, because I can get in the cycle of working a lot, like at night when she goes to bed, work, and then by the end of the day, I'm like, what did I do for me personally, or with Tanner and me? And so
Ann is my daughter. Many of you know that. So it's not like you have a strict work schedule. You can keep working and working.
Yeah,
because we don't monitor that for you.
Yeah, and I manage a lot of things, so that's still a work in progress. But what I have been doing lately is just thinking to myself when if I had something planned and maybe it's going to cut into Katie's nap schedule, or it's not going to work out with the timelines, I'll think to myself, it used to always be, well, what's going to be best for Katie? And then recently I had the thought, well, what's best for me in this scenario? And so now I'm like, can I do that? Can I think what's best for me? And so I kind of know that that's an option, and go back and forth between the two. What's best for Katie? What's best for me? Okay,
yeah, you kind of can weigh those too.
Yeah.
Or you can weigh in this situation which one is the
And as a type 2, I have a really good sense of like my feelings guiding me to make a decision. And so once I ask those questions as a type 2, what's best for Katie, what's best for me, and Tanner doesn't get a question for him. He's usually at work.
Tanner's pretty good at taking care of himself.
That's right. So then I'll have a feeling of which one to follow. And then be
That's
like,
good.
okay, we'll have to change the plan, or nope, we're going, and this is what we're going to do. So,
And how's Katie doing with her daycare experience?
well, yesterday she cried when we dropped her off, and she wasn't too happy when we picked her up, and Dad was like, we got to find something else.
Oh, one day?
Well, she's been 3 times, so that's the thing. As new parents, you're either like, okay, just give it time, or it's like, maybe there's a better option. So I'm currently asking, what's best for Katie, what's best for us, and I tried to ask her, I'm like, Katie, do you like daycare? Because sometimes she'll go. And I'm like, all you have to do is shake your head and your dad will get you out of there. So I know, I wish I had a better update, but yeah, we did. We just put her into daycare and I felt good about it, and you just kind of have to take it week by week and see. So there might be some changes.
I know. Being a type 3, I had said to Anne, I said, I wish my mother had taken me to daycare, because the consistency of my own home with my mother day after day, I don't think was, in my highest good.
Yeah, no, I know. Like, she's
Variety's
good with
good and
babysitters
getting
and
out
she's
is
good
good.
with kids and getting out. It's just, finding the
Maybe
right.
she needs 2 daycares, so it's not one set place.
And it's only one day a week,
Really
so.
Mix it up. She never knows where she's
She does.
going.
She gets to be with a lot of family and cousins and babysitters, and I
She
appreciate
does.
all the help we get. But,
She does.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what about you, Heidi?
So I'm 3 and my kids are 3s, and so we always are out doing something. So, and my kids are still young, but I feel like they do better with a lot of activity. So, I have a lot of different play groups that I am in charge of, and all kinds of different things like that we go and do. And for the most part, it's fun to be able to get out and do all those different things, and they like being at the park or wherever we go. And so I guess my tip is just to make sure that you don't overschedule yourself, because I've noticed that for me, it's like, woohoo, this is cool and fun, and they're going to like this, and I'm going to like that. And then I schedule 10, 20 different things, and then I get to the end of the week and go, oh crap, maybe I shouldn't have done that, So I have to be sure that I think a little bit about it before I schedule everything, or sometimes we end up doing too many things. So
Or where's that break going to be in the week where we're just home?
yeah, because
There's
you do
definitely-
need time to just be home and sit with each other or talk or do activities as a family instead of always being out with other people and
Right.
activities. And so
Yeah,
that's
a
my
great
thing
tip.
is I have to back off and think about it a little bit before I
Yeah,
just
'cause
jump
your-
in and do it. 'Cause
Your natural reflex is to just
yeah,
sure.
it's just like, yeah, more activities, go. And then it gets to a point where I'm like, okay, gotta stop. So yeah, I have to
That's a
think
great
about it
tip.
a little. So
Thank you. How about you, Renee?
It's been interesting for me to sit here and listen to each mom's tips for managing their schedule, and I'm seeing that there's a lot of commonalities between us, but then the difference being how we structure or move through our schedule. So I think that's an important little thing to note. But I'm a single mom. I have 2 children, and I also own my own business. I'm a Reiki master, and I practice Reiki out of my home. Sometimes I go to people's places, and so I found what works really well for me is I bought myself a day planner. I was trying to manage my schedule with my smartphone, but I was still missing things. So I wanted that kind of concrete, book, and I just wrote it in pencil. That way, if I made a mistake, I could, fix it. But mostly just one of my biggest lessons has been, as I've adjusted to this new lifestyle, because I haven't been divorced for very long, is just to also pencil in free time, because I have a type 1 daughter and a type 4 son, and so my type 1 daughter, I just schedule in, I'm going to play with her, because that's really important for her. I'm going to hold this block of time for her to be flexible, and with my son, just we get to have some downtime together and just be still, and our downtime is just, he goes into his room and reads a book or something, I go into my room, and then just like Anne, asking questions, what's honoring to me, what's honoring to the kids, and just keeping their movements in mind when I set up the schedule. So that's kind of that in a nutshell.
That's great.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate all of your feedback and the tips. and that you're committed to continually learning about. It's a ongoing process, and your children move into different phases of life with different needs and developmental experiences. This is a moving process.
Mm-hmm.
It's constant, and not every day gives you exactly what there'll be days where you don't feel your best or your children don't feel their best. That's okay. There's a lot more days. Don't take it to be such a see, my tip would be, don't be keep a broader vision of how are things going overall in the bigger scheme of things, rather than narrowing it down to very specific things. How is there balance? Are we happy? In the grander scheme of things, looking at the space of how do we do this week? How do we do this month? Rather than how did this afternoon go?
Yeah.
Maybe it didn't go so well.
Bigger picture.
Yeah, but in the bigger scheme of things, you know what?
Yeah.
It's a family.
You're gonna be crazy
Yeah,
sometimes.
it definitely can. So share your tip. How do you maintain balance true to your nature in your life? We'd love to hear from you.